got in the timeline, I don't know if you know this about yourself, but you get red.
I know I do.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I know.
you become red when you pitch. So, one of your kind of homework, extra homework assignments is going to be to practice to the point where you don't get red, all right? Your nerves come out that way. And that's okay. I mean, you're just gonna have to practice it. I had another student who, like, she didn't realize it was happening, but she just, like, her whole neck would, like, her whole neck, it was like a thermometer. You could just see it coming up throughout the interview. And I was like, oh, we have to figure this out, all right? So whether you have to go, like, essential oils to just calm down the energies or whatever, right? Figure out what works for you so that you can deliver that pitch without that physical reveal of I'm nervous as heck and I'm shaking in my bones, right? In my skin. So just know it was a good pitch, but you just get red, all right? Yeah, no, she go ahead.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Shaquille. I'm a hospitality major at the University of Memphis. I plan to graduate May 2020. I have career interest in the HR side of the casino. Do you happen to have someone that I could job shadow?
Actually, I didn't. I worked all over too because I know a lot of people.
All right, nice little green pack there. Well done, she went in for our ask, she knows her intention, so good job there. Your turn.
Hello, my name is Raquel. I'm currently a senior at the University of Memphis, expected to graduate in December of this year. I have a minor in business finance. I'm very experienced in the casino business with table games and hotel operations. Do you have any advice for someone like me looking to become more developed in the business?
Okay. So I like that you got in your development. Just one cautionary tale to all students. So when you're talking to people who've been in the industry a long time, and you're like, I've got a lot of experience, I job shadowed, or I have a lot of experience, I did one internship. That they don't consider that a lot of experience. So just be careful about like how you have some experience, or I've gotten some experience, right? But when you say I've gotten a lot of experience, then that's someone probably more my age that can say that if they've stuck to the same industry. So just be careful about that one part. All right, can I switch you to this side? And then it's Michael's turn, and Michael's gonna talk to you.
How you doing? My name is Michael Watkins. I'm a sophomore at the University of Memphis studying hospitality and resort management. I've had 5 years of customer service experience, 1 year being hotel operations. Do you have any advice for pathways after graduation?
Okay. All right, pretty good. What's one thing Michael can do? And I don't know, maybe Eduardo saw it in the camera, but
Maybe his body language, like just stand. Yeah.
yeah. So you're kind of leaning in, but I also just didn't see like the pearly whites, right? I didn't see any smiling going on.
Yeah.
All right. So again, that energy comes with this package, right? Like the smile. You have to be comfortable smiling. We're hospitality. More so than any other industry, I think we've got to have that part. All right. So I'm gonna come over here, and you can practice with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
I'm John Hurley, and I'm currently a student at the University of Memphis with a major in hospitality and a minor in Spanish. I'm currently developing my career interests. Would you have any advice for an up-and-coming student?
Okay. Oh, I remember when I was a student, I had no idea what I wanted to do, right? Like, so they'll come in and just kind of, because they know your students. You don't have to be that afraid of them, right? Like, they know your students, they know that you're figuring it out. And that's why these folks are coming here to participate in it. Like, they're invested in, like, helping and supporting you, right? At the same time, when you're doing the mock interview, which is how many weeks away? 2 weeks away? All right. They are also kind of checking you out. Like, oh, wow, I like what this person might be able to do on my team. So if you make a good impression, don't be surprised if they're like, hey, wanted to follow up. If you don't have an internship, you know, can we talk? Or something like that. Because people have landed opportunities just from what happens in the classroom sometimes, all right? So don't be nervous about revealing that. It's all, you're being authentic, so that's okay. Leah, you have a question?
Yes, so for like the mock interviews, when they're coming to us, they obviously know we are a student at University of Memphis. Do we cut out that part and then just say your major and your year?
Yes. That's actually a great thought, all right? They know that you go to school here, so just go to your major, all right? So I think the only person who should probably still bring it up is my U, because she's an exchange student. So she's completing her degree somewhere else, but she just is doing this 1 year exchange. So, but you're right, if they're coming to your turf,
They,
alright, so if they're coming to your career fair, maybe we should cut out that line, alright? So practice makes permanent, don't throw away these papers, save them, go back to it, look back at it every now and again, and just every time you go to an event, what's my intention, what am I trying to get out of this, right? Alright, we're gonna go back to our seats now, I'm gonna continue. Okay. So when you're doing, like, so now after you've done your pitch, and now you're segueing into more of an informational interview, you've gotta take the lead. They're not gonna be like, oh, let me just divulge all this stuff, like, you are owning the conversation. So these are great ways to keep a conversation going. I will not be shocked if you take out your cell phones right now and just wanna take a picture of this slide, all right? Cause these are just good things to have for the future, right? How did you get your start in this field? That's a question you can ask. Most people like to talk about themselves and how they came up in the industry. So just ask the question and they're gonna go, all right? What's it like working at your company? What projects are you working on right now? What experiences, skills, or personality traits does your company look for in new hires? And that just, you don't have to ask all three if you're just really wanting to know the skills. Are there any certifications that I should definitely have to work at your company? That's another one. This way you can get it now before you apply for the job, right? What do you wish you had done differently when you first started at your company? They're gonna wanna tell you, they're gonna look back, they're trying to connect to you, right? What job search advice would you give to someone in my situation? My situation sounds like it's like a disease or something. So maybe change that to, what job advice would you give to someone, you know, in my point,
Position.
at my point in life, yeah. So, keep those in mind for the future, all right? When you're doing informational interviews, remember that it's not just to ask for advice or to ask, like, it's not really about asking for a job, guys and gals, all right? It's about just getting information. So don't feel upset if they're not offering you something later, because that's not what this is for. That's not the intention behind this kind of thing, all right? It is a chance to make a good impression, though, because if you make a good impression, if they don't have something for you, they might have a friend who has something for you, right? And HR people at different companies talk to each other. Like, they're a part of SHRM, they're a part of their own associations. And I know that they talk to each other, because when I see them, they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so told me that I should reach out to you because I was looking for an intern. And I'm like, oh, great, right? So get the advice you're looking for and tap into their network of people. You might even want to ask, like, are there any associations that I should definitely consider joining if I'm interested in HR, or if I'm interested in, you know, competitive sports or whatever. Right? Make sure that you know, you're just trying to get as much as you can so that you can make the next best plan, right? Follow up and send a thank you. Again, stick the landing. You have to do that step 5. Right? So on social media, there's a lot of different sites you can engage with people, but the one I'm going to talk most about is LinkedIn. I've said it before, just going to remind you, make sure your social media pages are clean, all right? Especially the Facebooks, the Instas, I mean, Snapchat, you can probably get away with more on Snapchat, right? But they're gonna look at it, right? Especially people my age with kids your age, because they know what their kids are doing, right? So they're just gonna do, you know, I know my daughter has this, let me see if this person has it, right? So on LinkedIn, you absolutely have to have a professional headshot, a profile picture, right? Your profile headline has to be professional as well. And it should be current. So I just recently messaged someone in this class on LinkedIn and I was like, hey, just noticed that your headline is from an old job. Like, you have to keep it up to date, or else people get confused. They're like, oh wait, you're saying that you're an aspiring hospitality professional, but you are at this company right now. What does that mean? Like, you have to kind of make it clear, right? Note your professional summary. In your professional summary, the cool thing about LinkedIn is if you fill in your jobs, not only does it automatically do it in reverse chronology for you, but it will project a professional summary for you. And then what you can take that just professional summary and edit it. That's what I did when I did mine. Okay, I put in all my information and it started crafting this summary for me. It's an algorithm. It starts picking up the keywords. And now I'm like, okay, this is good, but I don't really want to talk about this part of myself. Let me take that part out, right? So put the time into putting your work history or your experience history in there, and that's going to help you write that professional summary. Definitely your education, the skills you have. Some people go crazy on the skills on LinkedIn. They're like, I got this, and it's like 50 skills, and I think that's a bit much. Like, the top 10, I say, really matter. I think I only have 5 skills that I try to boast, because I'm trying to be that specific about myself. Recommendations and endorsements are big. And you guys and gals can start doing this for each other now, right? You worked on a group project with someone and they were awesome at those graphics.